Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And always glad to have with us people who are making a difference for the kids, people who are making a difference for what we need to do now and for our future. I welcome my friend and colleague, Doug Hamilton. Doug, welcome back.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate you having me here tonight.
Absolutely. Really glad to be doing this because of some really special people being honored. But let's talk a little bit about the President's Banquet and why it's so very important to be able to do through Vandebilt.
So you mentioned that we always do things for the kids, right? And in this particular case, about 4 years ago, when we first became the advancement director, we talked with our president, Jeremy Gilden, and we said, hey, we need to continue the tradition of honoring people, you know, whether it be the Vandebilt Catholic Alum of the Year, the Hall of Fame. We actually added a third award, the Distinguished Service Award, because as you know, and you always talk about how service to others is paramount. So that's really the reason why we decided to take the next step and put it in a little more formal but fun event to honor all those people that, you know, Vandebilt's been honoring since the, you know, early 1970s.
Yeah.
Know? So we'll host this event Friday, May 31st at Vandebilt in our Cobb Center.
Right.
And we're honoring 4 special guests this Friday.
Yeah. So put the flyer up there, and I want people to be able to know and see what that is. So the Vandebilt Catholic High School, it's the President's Banquet, as Doug mentioned, on Friday, May 31st, 5:30 to 6:30. There's a cocktail hour and a social, and then 6:30 there's dinner, and then the presentation. Again, it's at the Brother Alfred Kolb Center. The Cobb Center, as some say it that way. And so the presentation again, and people may be asking if people are invited. It says you're invited. Well, people were invited, and we reached capacity, which I think says a great deal about the 4 people that are being honored and the fact that y'all get back to this. So thank you for you and Jeremy kind of talking about it, thinking about this and doing this, because these 4 people are pretty special. Right. And so we could spend some time roasting a dear friend of ours.
Yes, we
can. And we won't. We'll do that night. But let's talk a little bit about these 4 who have done so very much for not only Vandebilt, but for the community.
Sure. So our Distinguished Service Award winner, again, talking about service to others, and Kevin Ramirez is our recipient this year. Those who know Kevin, you know, whether it's through the tennis world, but we know him having coached with him, and the fact that he has been the president of our Terrier Club.
Yep.
He's our current outgoing, retiring president of our school board.
Right.
And Kevin has given countless hours to Vandebilt Catholic. His lovely wife, Laura, as a 1984 graduate. You know, a lot of people think Kevin's bleeds blue and gold, and he's not even a graduate. And that speaks to both his character, and, you know, he had two girls who graduated from Vandebilt. Lots of service and across many facets of Vandebilt.
Right. Lots of talents that he shared with Vandebilt.
Correct. He sure did. He was a teacher, he was a coach, and I mentioned his 2 previous jobs with us as serving on our boards.
Right.
Next, we have an alum of the year, Dr. Brian Parker. He's a 1998 graduate. He is currently chief of staff. He has told me a lot of stories about his time at Vandebilt. He was a valedictorian, a homecoming king.
Right.
But recently, he's probably one of our most valuable participants at all of the alumni socials that we've had.
Okay.
He's been to just about every one we've hosted. So he is still very engaged with our school. He was invited, I think, 2 years ago to LA to represent Louisiana in the Rose Bowl parade. So a lot of accolades there. And then, our 2 Hall of Fame award winners, or inductees, I should call them.
Right.
They have a resume that is undeniable.
Quite long, right?
Father Jay Baker, a 1979 graduate. He, he's been in this area for as long as I can remember.
Right, pastor of many places.
Currently serves as chancellor for the diocese. But one of the things that I give him and a lot of our other fellow priests a lot of credit for, when COVID hit, he and several priests came and said Mass. They stayed at Vandebilt all day so we could meet the 25 people minimum. So Father Jay has served not only Vandebilt, but this whole community for many, many years.
Right.
And then Miss Glennie Lee Buque, she 1954 graduate.
Right.
The stellar career supporting education as a member of the Bessie board. And, always a big supporter of education. Has been a long-time supporter of Vandebilt Catholic. She and her family, but her resume when it comes to education is really stellar.
Yeah. Well, and again, I don't know that we could give better credit to 4 people like you guys are doing that. And again, it is going to take place on Friday, May 31st. If you don't mind, Aaron, one more time, that we will be able to do that. Vandebilt Catholic High School, the President's Banquet. Again, 5:30 to 6:30 is cocktail hour and the social hour, primarily for Dr. Brian, right? And then from 6:30 to 8:30, we'll have dinner and the presentation. And so, Doug, it's really exciting time, because what we're doing is we're talking about people who are Hall of Fame, people who have given countless hours and years of support. I mean, think about the years of support from those 4 people. But 2 of those people have something in common with our own Martin Faust. Is that right?
They do. So we have a handful of people that have been a previous Alum of the Year award winner. So Father Jay and Miss Glennie will join Martin Faust here. Thanks again, Martin and HTV, for hosting us.
Right.
As some of the only people that have been both an Alum of the Year and Hall of Fame. We're looking forward to those inductions.
We appreciate it. Doug, we appreciate your time. Thank you for your dedication with advancement and what you do at Vandebilt. We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment. But don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on HTV.